Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl JoJo, and I am coming to you bootleg in my car. It is dark outside. I got on all these lights, but I am coming to y'all with a review for Married at First Sight. I think it's episode 11, but I'm not 100% sure. I hope y'all are doing good today. This video is both late in the hour and late in the week, but I'm going to explain to y'all what went on, okay? I'm sorry. I'm going to explain to y'all. So Wednesday night, I went to poetry night. I enjoyed myself. I didn't come home and watch the show. Thursday night, I was braiding my hair because I was supposed to go out of town on Friday. I didn't want to be fooling with the twist outs and the ponytails and all that other stuff. So I braided it down, right? Well, on Friday, the whole thing ended up getting scrapped. I had a flight into Atlanta, canceled the whole thing. I had a layover in Dallas on Sunday, which thank you, God. Thank you, God. I am not at that Dallas airport on today. And then Saturday, okay, everybody was rushing the stores. The Rona had everybody going crazy. I of course, went in and got the things that I needed, but then I realized that, the part-time job was booming. So as y'all can see, I did a little grocery delivery today as well as yesterday, and I was just knee-deep in all of that. So now here it is. It is 8 o'clock on a Sunday night, and I am doing the review. I was gonna wait until Monday, but then I watched that show and I said, oh no, we gotta do it tonight. All right, so yeah, I know I could have done it in my house. I don't have problems doing videos in my house, you guys. It's not like, I live like in an empty place and I'm trying to hide it or anything like that. But my house is usually other people there, and I get distracted. I can't focus on doing my reviews like I want to do them. So my car is like my private place. So we doing it in the car. So yeah, let's talk about what happened on this episode Wednesday night. Okay. So I got my retainer in. Y'all know how that go. Okay. It's too late to take it out. It'll be gross. So on Jessica and Austin, let's start with them. So it's their 1 month anniversary. Seems like it's been so much longer than 1 month for all of us, but it's only been 1 month. Jessica and Austin are really sweet to each other. Austin plans a little surprise where they're going to put their hands in the mold. Kind of reminds you of the Renaissance Festival. I don't know if y'all went to that back in the day. They still have it, but basically you would stick your hands in wax and you would make a hard figure of whatever your hand was when it got put into the wax. I never got to do it because my mama only sent me to a field trip with $10 to $15, maybe $20, and half of that is for your lunch. You mess around and spend it on something you're not supposed to, you just gonna go hungry. I'm not sending you any more money. So I would always use my money for that and maybe a little trinket once the field trip was over. But I didn't get to do that. But that's what it looked like they were doing. I'm a sucker for romance and really thoughtful gestures, so I would have been completely here for that. That is right at my cornball meter. I would love it. And Austin and Jessica are just surprised how well the 1 month has gone. They feel like it has flown by. They feel like they have just been super compatible with one another. It's been easy to be around each other. It's been easy falling in love with each other. Well, growing in love is the way that they both put it. Jessica's still on him. Well, she's not really on him. She's on her confessionals, telling us how she really wishes that he would say, I love you. That would make this whole anniversary celebration even more special. But Austin is not at that place yet. He's not ready to say those words quite yet, but she would really like him to say it because she is at the point where she's saying it. And the I love you thing is going to be a continued discussion throughout the episode. But, I just feel like women and men go about love differently. We don't go about love the same. We're not wired the same. I think a month is too soon for I love you. It would be for me, but everybody's different. Everybody's wired differently. But I think Austin definitely has some very strong feelings for her. I think it's going to turn into love. It kind of bothers me that she keeps saying, well, I think he's ready and I think he's going to say it. Well, I don't like when people try to tell me how I feel about them. Like, let me tell you. And Austin said that he's definitely growing in love with her more and more, but it's not something that he can just outright say. Again, I think we go about love differently, and I think we look for certain things. When we say we love a person, I think I think even the way we think about it is a little bit different, right? But ultimately, you want an unconditional love in your marriage. You don't want somebody to just love you for what you can do for them or love you for what you appear to be. You want them to love you for everything that you are and even some of the things that you are not. You want an unconditional type of love, and I think that takes time. I do. That's just me. Y'all let me know what you think. So we move on. Okay, Mika and Michael. So Michael the liar is making breakfast. Is it too soon for Michael the liar? Okay, it's too soon. Michael is making breakfast. And Mika's not a big breakfast eater, but because Michael is so excited, she's going to roll with it. So they sit down and they start eating breakfast, and Michael is just steady talking. Y'all know how he can do. And he is asking her, do you like your grits with sugar? Or do you like your grits with salt? Which, that grits with sugar, I think that's an up north thing. I don't know a lot of people who eat their grits with sugar. I've always just ate mine with salt and of course some cheese. You know how we get down. But I just, if y'all like sugar in your grits, okay, go ahead. I know somebody that eat ketchup in their grits, a full on ketchup. So however you want your grits, it's how you have your grits. Now Mika, instead of like, Mika, I wanted to use like the art of finesse, right, in her relationship. Instead of just saying like, breakfast is not really like my main thing. I really kind of like a brunch. So maybe like a shrimp and grits or a catfish and grits. Mika is just like, I don't really like any of that. And Michael is just like, you don't know what you're missing. But Mika does say that she hopes it doesn't continue to always be breakfast, because even though that's his thing, it's not her thing, and we kind of got to meet in the middle. So maybe brunch. I think brunch is a perfect middle for anybody who's not big on breakfast but wants to be in the breakfast mode. I love me some chicken and waffles. I love me some shrimp and grits. I love brunch and brunch foods in general. I really do like. We didn't eat breakfast in my house. That sounds abusive, doesn't it? We didn't eat breakfast in my house. My grandmother was like, she would get nauseated by the smell of bacon. She would get nauseated by the smell of sausage. Any type of breakfast type food, it would make her sick. So we never cooked it at my house. And what I would end up eating was usually cereal, which I didn't really care for, or I would eat toast, things of that nature. So I grew up not eating breakfast, and now I have an appreciation for breakfast, but I'm still not like a full out omelet or all of the breakfast foods of the world. I'm still not like the quiches and all that little stuff. I'm still not really big on, but I'm cool with it. I love a brunch though. So after they have breakfast together, it's time for 1 month anniversary celebrations. So they end up going through their wedding photos and their video and their vows, and everything is really, really sweet. They discuss what they want to see growing and going forward. Mika definitely wants to continue to have fun, but there's a time and a place. We really need to work on building that foundation with one another. Michael does agree, but he also wants to focus on the fun, in addition to working on that foundation. But he already feels like they've built a lot of that foundation. Yes, we've had our problems, but I feel like the problems that we have built the foundation for us. And I was looking at him like, Michael, no. No. Like, having problems, I think, helps you understand each other's communication style and the things that you need to work on. But I don't know if that necessarily built y'all's foundation. I don't know if I would word it that way. Then they end up giving each other gifts. And Mika, okay, y'all, I didn't take any notes. Not really. So I probably am out of order, and I'm probably forgetting stuff. The old noggin is not what it used to be. But I know y'all already watched it, so y'all can just throw it in the comments. Mika and Michael, they go to a yacht, and they're talking, and they're exchanging gifts. And Mika bought him some ties because he has always said he feels sexiest in a suit. So I thought that was cute. I was like, okay, Mika, all right, I love a gift. So good at that. Michael begins telling her how he was trying to decide, I've been in relationships for a long time, and one of the things that I've learned is, the best way to know about somebody is to go on a trip with somebody. So, I planned a trip to Ochos Rios, Jamaica, for us to go swimming with the dolphins. And so Mika is just like, wow, really? Like, that's amazing. Thank you. And she has this big smile on her face. And a couple of things here. First of all, how you gonna upstage me like that? Like, I would have been grateful, but at the same time, I would have been like, dang, I bought him some tires and he coming. You coming over here with a whole trip? Like, if you would have let me know, I would have bought you the suit. I would have maxed out my Macy's card to get you a suit, because you know them suits, child. I don't know how y'all men do it. Those suits are, okay, if you don't want to have that, dress barn look, or is there a dress barn for men? If you don't want to have that look, them suits cost you some money. Okay, so I would have been maxing out my card. But, yeah, you should have let me know we was doing it big like this. Okay, I thought we was doing it 1 month, but okay. Michael has planned this trip. They're going to go swimming with the dolphins. She loves dolphins. It's her favorite animal, but we got to say it, y'all. I don't care. I'm not kicking nobody. I'm just saying we got to examine everything Michael says at this point. And it's his own fault. It's his own fault. Okay, it's not our fault. He's the one that's been going around here telling some embellishments, telling some half-truths. So we got to examine what he says. Now, I want you to tell me if you believe that a trip to Jamaica is indeed planned. Okay, go ahead and let me know. If you do not believe that a trip is indeed planned, go ahead and let me know that. I'm on the fence right now. I'm on the fence because he was looking at his phone. He was stammering and stuttering. I'm going to hope that he wouldn't lie about that. But I'm kind of wondering if after everything was over, if Michael didn't go get his phone and go over to the production and be like, anybody know the vacations to go, or anybody know a travel agent? Allinclusive.net, or was he on the computer like how to plan a trip to Ochos Rios in 3 days? He all on the TripAdvisor trying to get help, but we're gonna hope that it's all good. I hope it's all good. Okay, I thought I took some limited notes. Let me see. Child, ain't nothing on here, so let's just move on. Did I finish everything with them? Oh, at the end, they ended up eating the top of their wedding cake. I thought you were supposed to do that after the 1 year, but, I mean, who am I? I'm not married, so I don't really know. Y'all married folks, let me know. But, child, if you don't think you're going to make it to 1 year, go ahead and eat it after 1 month. There's no need in letting the wedding cake go to waste. All right, so, we move on. Let's go ahead and hit up Taylor and Brandon so we can just get them out the way. I'm tired. Taylor and Brandon. Taylor, what's going on with her wig? Like, that's not related to this. Is it the same wig continuously, and does she need to get it redone? It has no part. It has no closure. It's not important. Let me just move on. I'm sorry. I'm just going to move on. So, she calls Brandon after she looks at the wedding photos because it touches a place in her heart. And Brandon is touched as well. It's weird sitting here looking at this and not having my wife with me and me not being with her, but she's done some things that have led us to this point. So, Brandon agrees to meet up with her. They meet up at the nail shop, which is a very impersonal place to meet with your husband. I would have met him in a coffee shop or a restaurant or I don't know, anywhere but the nail shop or a park. But they meet up at the nail shop. So, Taylor hands Brandon a card. And that card has an apology in the card. Now, we didn't get to see it. He didn't read it out loud. And Brandon is a little perturbed by the fact that she wrote him an I'm sorry in a card. And I'm going to have to agree, I probably would have been that way too, because you called me out here. But Taylor says that she apologized and she put it in the card. And she doesn't really understand why Brandon is not okay with that and why he seems to still be on the defensive. They're not going to get anything done or anything accomplished if he's always going to be this way. Do you or do you not want to work out this marriage? Brandon says, I'm not really sure what I want to do regarding you, because he doesn't feel like Taylor is being genuine. He doesn't feel like she's truly apologetic because she wrote it in a card. I would venture to say I wouldn't really know where Taylor was either. But you notice Brandon did not make the decision to end the relationship right then because, well, I got a few reasons. One, because I think they under contract. Two, One of the things that you'll learn about men, especially when you guys are younger, like when you get older, it's a little different. But when you're younger, men do not like to end relationships. Okay, there's some dudes who will do it, but a lot of times they will let the woman in the relationship, because then it kind of leaves the door open. If they ever want to creep back in, they can come in, because they can always say, you broke up with me, I didn't break up with you, I still have feelings for you, I still wanted to be with you, you broke up with me, you ended our relationship, you gave up on us. Doesn't matter what they did, doesn't matter how they behaved. I started to notice this right after I graduated college. Like, they'll do just enough to make you mad enough for you to leave them, but they may not, even though they don't want you anymore, they may not be the ones to make a decision, because they don't want to look like the bad guy. They don't want to see you crying. They don't want to see you hurt. So if you break up with me, that's kind of par for the course, that's fine, because you made the decision. And if I ever want to come back, I can always say, you broke up with me, I didn't break up with you. So it's kind of the games that we play when we're a little bit younger. Not everybody does it, but it does happen. Even my boyfriend at one point admitted, like, yeah, I do that. And it was like, well, who wants to be, who want to see y'all upset? We kind of want y'all to make that decision, even though we know we done. Child. But anyway, Brandon didn't make the decision right then, and Taylor's just like, well, I mean, if you don't want to do it, I don't know what to say to you. I already made my peace. I already said I was sorry to you, so oh well. And Brandon gets up to leave. And after I watched that scene for the second time, I realized, sorry y'all, see, this is what happened when you're doing stuff at night, at a blackout. I realized, now I'm not sure, but is this the flip the switch episode? Did Taylor just pull what is known as a you on you? Y'all ever heard people say that? Wait till I pull a you on you. Did Taylor just do that to Brandon? Because follow me here. Brandon, when they got back from Panama, said, I apologize to everybody. I apologize to the staff. I apologize to you. And now that I'm back, we need to be moving forward. I don't understand what your problem is. You don't get to hold a grudge against me. You know how, with Taylor and Brandon, what I kind of see is two people who, A, don't really feel the need to take initiative on things, and B, another person who has taken the initiative when she really shouldn't have. Taylor took initiative on some things early on in the relationship that I don't know if she should have, and it has led her to being the resentful person that she kind of is now. But she made the choice to do that, right? And then Brandon, he didn't always take initiative of his, apologizing maybe for certain moments or maybe for doing certain things. And now he definitely doesn't have to in this situation, because it was Taylor who was wrong. But Taylor feels like she's taken initiative so many other times. She now wants Brandon to take initiative on her wrongdoing to get past it. Like, it doesn't really work like that. It's the person who's done wrong, their responsibility to do so. But during those windows of time where you should have allowed Brandon to do that, because it was other times other than the Panama trip, the blow up, she didn't really do it. And maybe she thought she was meeting him halfway. I'm not faulting her for it, but that's just kind of how it happened. But anyway, back to her pulling a you on you. So when Brandon got back, he wanted to understand why Taylor just didn't want to move on. Like, what more do you want from me? And Taylor, if she didn't turn around and tell him the exact same thing, like, I already apologized, so what more do you want? Either we're going to move forward or we're not. I don't understand why we're still talking about that. And that pissed Brandon off. And it had pissed her off, too, when it happened. So y'all let me know, did she flip the switch or did she flip the switch? I mean, it ain't good, but I'm not mad. It's weird. I'm in a weird place with it. I'm in a weird place because she's very nonchalant about it. But Taylor, you weren't wrong, girl. You was wrong. It was the most. You should have known he was going to get offended, but we've already talked about that. So let's move on to Katy and Derek. Katy and Derek, they're okay. They're going to be okay. The L word has come up for them again. He hasn't told me he loves me. He keeps saying that he doesn't know when he's going to fall in love. He doesn't know if he's capable of falling in love. This, that, and the third. Those are trigger words for Katy. So Katy says she is just not feeling it right now. But Derek makes up for the fact that they've been arguing. They go on there 1 month. They read their vows. Katy, as usual, is, fanning and crying. And Derek is super romantic. I love a romantic man. I'm telling you, Katy, if you don't want him, okay, and he want, not quite a cougar. I'm not old enough, but maybe a tomcat. If he want a tomcat in his life, you can bring him over here, okay? If you ain't gonna do right, but I think you gonna do right. But I love romance. I love when people do something thoughtful for me. So the fact that he did all of that with her family, knowing how big her family was to her, the albums and just the dinner and the things that he says to her and how he goes out of his way to make her feel comfortable. I just love that. If Derek is not falling in love with Katy, or at least feeling a strong infatuation, then he a sociopath. I mean, there's no way around it for you to be able to do all of that, right? You got to be feeling something. If not, then you just are really good at acting. But I think he feels something towards her, but he's just not in love. And Katy, girl, it's only been 30 days. Come on now. Come on. I understand the concern, though. Like, I think he needs to stop saying those type of things to her because it doesn't make her feel safe. And she agrees that she also needs to create an environment where he feels safe enough to love her. So I thought it was great. I like the way both of them took ownership. I just love that. So it went okay. The dinner was a little, it went a little rough at first, but then it ended up being okay. They were in the bathtub by the end, giving us freak the way they always do, and y'all know I'm here for it. I know Derek had a cramp in his knees, though, because that's a little bitty bathtub, but it was sweet. All right, they're going to be okay. So then we move on to Mindy and Zach. Now, y'all, when I tell you that I wanted Mindy to take her cues from Mika and how to read a liar from the windows to the wall, I wanted Mindy to read Zach. I really did. But she doesn't. I guess that's not her personality. I don't know. But they look at she is looking at their anniversary stuff. She calls him over so he can come take a look. He comes over. While they're sitting there talking and reminiscing, Mindy is once again easing into how she feels, trying not to make Zach uncomfortable, wondering if he has really given the thought and the time and the attention to the relationship like she's given. Oh, you know what? I'm out of order. I'm sorry. Before all of that, they do go out to dinner, right? And Mindy is wondering how Zach is feeling about the relationship. Zach is just kind of like, oh, I'm just this, that. Y'all know how Zach answers questions. And she was just like, it's becoming increasingly frustrating to feel like I'm putting in this effort for the relationship. I'm putting in this effort for you. And I don't really get that same thing in return. And I'm being told that you're not attracted to me, and I'm just like, I don't know what else to do. I don't want to push you, but what is it? Are you seeing another woman? Are you gay? And that question was the catalyst for everything else that happened throughout the episode. After she asked him, are you seeing another woman and are you gay, I think something snapped in Zach that said, you know what, I'm finna blast you for everything you're worth, right? So Zach says, no, I'm not seeing another woman. No, I'm not gay. But I'm just trying to, grow in this. Y'all know how Zach, it's the same answers. I'm not even going through it. But Zach says, there's been periods of time where you haven't been completely honest with me. So it's just like, how do you expect me to be open to this experience when you haven't been honest? Mindy does not know what the HE double hockey sticks Zach is talking about. Tell me what you're talking about. Tell me who you heard it from. Who are you talking to? She doesn't get answers to those questions. But just know that I know certain things have gone on. I know you said certain things. I know you haven't been honest with me. And, your friends and things, you've talked to people. And basically, I'm just like, what does she expect me to do? She's not really being honest. And Mindy is frustrated. Like, what are you talking about? Zach continues to gaslight her, continues to say, you need to think about what it is that I'm talking about, during Panama, you need to think about, and Mindy is dumbfounded. So when they meet up to look at their wedding stuff later on, it comes up again, and Zach, when he gets there, he's acting like nothing is wrong, right? Mindy brings it up. You need to tell me what happened. Tell me what I said, or it's going to make you look like a liar. And he says, well, I'll look like a liar then because I'm not bringing it up. And see that right there? That would have had me going off. I'm already about to go off. Can y'all tell? But that would have had me about to go off. Don't bring anything up to me that you're not prepared to talk to me about. Don't bring up anything that I did if you don't have the evidence. First of all, that's player rule number one. You never admit to, never admit to anything until the evidence is given. But that's besides the point. So Mindy wants to know what it is. Zach never says what it is, but he does tell us who he got the information from. He got the information from Lindsay, her friend. Okay? Her friend. Her and Zach have been talking on the phone. They've been sending messages. It started with an Instagram message. Now they talk on occasion. But we talk about you. We talk about our problems. I confide in her. She confides in me things about you and how I can handle the situation and how we can grow. Y'all, I'm sorry. I'm getting worked up. I'm trying to calm down. So, Mindy calls her friend. Okay, after she's done talking to Zach, she calls her friend because she doesn't understand why you would feel comfortable talking to her and not talking to me, your wife. You don't call me, but you call Lindsay. Why is that? Now, she's not talking like I'm talking. She's talking in Mindy voice. I don't know how she keeps her cool. But okay, that's her. So Lindsay, who is just as full of it as the day is long, Mindy is saying, well, we have talked, how long ago was it that you talked? So they ain't got their stories together. Zach says they haven't talked in several days. Mindy says they just talked yesterday, I believe. Where are those text messages, though, that you text him on where you guys were talking because he says he hasn't talked to you? She deleted the messages. Because anytime she feels like she doesn't want something to be a part of her life, she just deletes it. Well, if you deleted it, why are you then saying that you're going to send Mindy the messages and send Mindy the number? I thought you deleted everything. Okay? Let me tell you something, Lindsay. See, when y'all were talking after the wedding and whatnots, and you guys were talking about Mindy to Zach, something about the way her friends were speaking, they were speaking about her like she was just this overly sensitive, person that you got to tiptoe. You got to watch what you say to her. You have to watch how you handle her. We should have known then that y'all weren't the friends that we thought you were. And yeah, I'm putting all the friends on Front Street, Lindsay and everybody else, because I bet you they knew about Lindsay and Zach talking. I'm putting everybody in there. See, when it comes to Mindy and her friends, we was waiting for you at the door. So, first of all, why are you hitting up my man in the DMs anyway? I don't care if he messaged you first. The very first person you need to run to is Mama me. You need to be coming to tell me your man was hitting me up. He was asking me questions about you, but I just wanted to go ahead and let you know that I was talking to him, so it wouldn't be no smoke. It wouldn't be no problems. He was asking me all about you, this, that, and the third. Lindsay admits that it has turned into something more than talking about her. It actually is a friendship, and I told him we weren't going to continue this while we were filming. So that means you plan on being his friend after the show. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Mindy, I really don't know. And I know that I have like this bad habit of things, just allowing things to get to a point that they don't need to get to. And I'm here for you, Mindy. Like, whenever you need me, I'm here for you. Don't try to pull that old distressed, crying foolishness with me. You are wrong. You are not a friend of hers. You are not a good friend. And I question if you've ever been a good friend, because what I talk to you about as a friend is our business, not his. I'm sorry. Husband or no husband, y'all wasn't friends before this. Y'all don't need to be friends after this. That's why I don't make couple friends. Okay, if you my girl, you my girl. All right, just you. I like your husband. We can, I say hello and all that, but I'm not going to be having secret conversations with him. I'm not having any conversations with him because you are my friend. All right, and y'all together in my presence are my friend. But any other time, we ain't talking. Right? We're not talking unless you're hurt somewhere. Okay, or we planning you a surprise. It's low down. It's dirty. I think more conversation is going on. All this happy Friday talk. That's not how I just talk to a friend who I'm trying to get some counsel from. Associate. because that's what y'all supposed to be. But you're not. It's turned into more. And you've been letting it go on and on and on and smiling up in my face and calling me a friend. So go off on Lindsay, and then you need to go off on Zach too, because both of them are liars. And the truth ain't nowhere in them. I was pissed off. I wanted Mindy to go off on everybody. I really did, but she didn't. And that's her choice. But I wanted her to. We 29 minutes in and I just went off on a rant. But yeah, shout out to the bad friends, Lindsay. Shout out to the liar, who is Zach, and Michael, who is under investigation. Y'all have a good rest of y'all night. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.